Hi, I'm Hugh Sullivan, videographer for the Herald and Review, and the more I make films, the more I pick up and learn, and I'm able to apply to the next shoot. I've done some videos where I talk about my pre-production workflow and how I kind of set things up and organize my shoot schedule, and last week I was really on my game. Last week I had a shoot downtown and I was really prepared. I had my storyboards, I had gone and done some test shots so I knew exactly what angles I needed to use to get the background action I needed, and I had a really detailed shot list. I was also prepared for the elements. We were shooting with the sun behind us and it was going to be setting, so I knew that there was a possibility for some harsh shadows on our actors' faces, so I was prepared with these big scrims that would diffuse the lights, and I even had enough crew members there to hold it against the wind. And speaking of the wind, I knew that shooting outside we might run into some problems just using the boom mic, even with the big filter over it, so I was prepared with a set of lavalier mics that we hid under the actors' clothes. And to make that even simpler, I set up my Zoom H4n recorder on a light stand with the wireless mic receiver, and everything was kind of in one space so that the person operating that audio could just kind of have everything in front of them. And by the way, this is a good example of just kind of using what you have laying around. I have lots of these little clamps and adapters. This is a knuckle, this is a super clamp, and then this is, I'm not even sure what this is used for, but it holds onto a light stand, holds this knuckle, and then holds this clamp. This clamp was holding onto the mic receiver, and this knuckle was holding onto the Zoom H4n, and everything was there, and so you didn't have to be kind of setting it on the floor. The person starting and stopping the audio could just have everything right in front of them on a light stand, move it out of the way if it was in the shot, move it back, do whatever, just with a few little accessories. So you know, after all that prep work, something had to go wrong. So here's a list of some of the problems I ran into and how I was able to work around them. First issue, the WSOY speakers outside their studios. I knew about these speakers, I walked past them all the time, but for some reason I just completely forgot. I was there scouting the location and they weren't on at that point, and so just out of sight, out of mind, I didn't think about it until I was on my way to the shoot, and I thought, oh man, I bet my luck they're going to be on. And sure enough, they were. So as I was setting up, I was able to contact some of my friends who work for WSOY, and we all help each other out, so it was easy enough, and they were able to shut those off for me while I filmed. Then we got started with the shoot, and as I was ready to start rolling on the first take of the first shot of the day, the batteries in my Zoom H4n died.
Alright, got it.
They were fresh batteries, and so I was a little kind of confused by that, but I said, okay. We replaced the batteries and got shooting. About 10 minutes later, the batteries were completely dead again.
Oh my god. Alright.
So I replaced them and kept going. 10 minutes later, dead again.
Huh? It's dead.
And by this point, I'm furious. I'm trying to get things done, and my batteries keep dying. And after thinking about it for a minute, a light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, I better check the phantom power settings. And sure enough, the last microphone that I had used with this was a shotgun mic that requires phantom power. If you don't know what that is, that means that the microphone draws its power supply from whatever device it's plugged into. So cameras, this Zoom recorder, a lot of other devices, the preamp that I use for the 5D Mark II, they all will supply power to the microphone. But even though the mic receiver I was using had its own, 6 AA batteries, it was more than happy to just drain the 2 AA's in this first. And so as soon as I shut that off, we didn't have any more issues with the batteries. So that problem solved, even though I wasted a lot of batteries on it. Then we started noticing all the background extras, which was a good thing. I was excited about it. I thought, we didn't need to... Normally, there's not a ton of pedestrian traffic in Decatur in the evenings, and so many people walking in the background, I thought, this is great, we didn't need to bring our own. But then I started wondering, why are there so many people walking by with lawn chairs? And then I realized that the Decatur Muni Band was setting up for a concert. I should have known that. I work at a newspaper. I should know when events are happening, but I didn't think about it. I was in the zone just saying, let's get this shoot done. And now there's this giant band setting up right down the block from where our shoot is. So now it's time to hustle and get all of our important audio taken care of before all these horns start up. So despite all of those hurdles, we had a successful shoot, and the more issues I deal with, the stronger and more prepared I am to go into the next shoot. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Go check out my personal channel with some of my filmmaking work. And as always, check back every week where I talk about my experiences behind the camera.